Hello, hello. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make yourself your very own fight in Shadow Fight 2 Definitive Edition. Now, I'm going to be making a raid boss, sort of. If you've never played Definitive Edition, it is sort of like a fan-made edition of the game. And it's completely free to download. You can also play the raid bosses completely offline. It's really cool, and I'll show you how to make your own raid boss. Now, what you're gonna need, your I'm gonna be doing it through my computer, but you don't actually need to do it through your computer. You just need, if you have a phone that has a root access, or if it doesn't have root access, you need to download an application called Quick Edit if you're using Android, and if you're using iOS, I'm pretty sure the application is called Shizuku. And basically you just go into your internal storage, like internal file storage, go into Android, into data, find com.sf2.de, which is the file directory for the Shadow Fight 2 Definitive Edition, and then you're going to want to go into files, and now you will need these three .xml files: stages.xml, raid stages default.xml, and then eng.xml. Basically, the stages file is basically the file that hosts all of the info about the warrior template, because you're gonna want to make a warrior template that's gonna be like your character and what they're using, the helmet, the armor, the weapon, the ranged weapon, and their magic amulet. Then the raid stages XML is gonna be the file that dictates how the entire battle is gonna work. And then you need eng.xml, which is a language file that basically references the name of the enemy and the button, etc. Okay, so first things first. Let's make also you're gonna want to have an icon or like an avatar for your fighter. Now I right here am gonna be making a monk, for the monk set. So first things first, we're going to want to take this it has to be a PNG image. Actually, I don't know if it has to be, but it can be a PNG image, and you should make it be 512 by 512 pixels, right? That should be just about enough. So we're gonna take this and we're gonna go into, we're in com.sf2.de files, then into mod, into UI, and then into users. And in here you can see all of the avatars that I'm pretty sure Stebby added into this for the special raid battles that he has, such as Rakshasa, the Puppeteers, the Lamb, the Gauntlet of Mercenaries, etc. Right? So now you just put your PNG in there. As you can see, I already have my own PNG there because I'm using this one as my own avatar. And I also have the Prohibitor one, which is a boss fight that I made, like my very first boss fight, right? Okay, so that's one. That's one step. And now we're gonna go into stages.xml. Now, when you're doing it on your phone, you just need to open it up and just like write text into the file itself within the folder. However, if you're on PC like me, you have to like make a copy of the file. Whenever you open it, it opens a copy because you cannot edit the file when you're plugged into your phone, which is also a thing, right? If you want to do it through a computer, you have to plug it into your phone and give it access to the folders, to the data. So you just copy paste it onto, I guess, your desktop or something. Also, you should probably make backups, like I have. I have this backup, which is like the vanilla, or not vanilla, but the base definitive edition version of this file, and same with this. So we're gonna open up the copy of stages.xml, and now we're gonna want to find the warrior templates. So we're gonna scroll all the way down, either scroll or you can just Control F and write in haunted underscore prince. That is the last raid boss that Sebi added into the definitive edition before he started making the gauntlets, right? The special edition demon gauntlet and then the 24 character mercenary gauntlet. Okay, as you can see, I already made my own, which is prohibitor. Now you can either type this out on your own, or you can actually just start from the template here, and then end at the very end here, the template. You can just copy paste it, and then make it basically again like this. Now you have to obviously rename it. Let's rename it to man underscore monk, because we're making a monk character. Template itself is default. I'm not entirely sure what this implies, but let's just keep it that way. Shield total. This is the amount of health bars that that the enemy is going to have. Basically, in raids, in the regular game, the enemy has a bunch of health bars, blue health bars, that you and the other players have to take down on your own, right? So this is the amount of them that you're gonna have. Actually, I also don't know what's the difference between these two, but you have to have them both at be the same value. Now, the monk, I'm not gonna have him be insanely hard. Let's give him like 15 shields. His first name, now this is another variable that's gonna be pointed towards in the eng.xml. I'm gonna rename this to name underscore monk in all caps. And now this, the avatar. Now you want to rename this to whatever is your PNG file that you put into the UI folder. Whatever the name of that is, you want to put it in here, which means I'm pretty sure mine is avatar underscore monk. And then the voice is male. That's just what kind of like noises the guy makes when you're fighting, right? And now here you give the items that he's supposed to be using. These are, by the way, the code names for each of the items that are in game. And then skeleton, that's basically his body, as if you think about it, you can, if you know the gatekeeper boss fight doesn't have legs. He's sort of like a cyborg who flies, and thus he has his own skeleton that doesn't have a leg, that doesn't have any legs, and thus doesn't have any hitbox down at the leg area. So if you just name it skeleton, then it's just gonna be a normal human. So we're going to change the items now. Now, if you don't know some of the if you don't know the item code names, you can also open list.xml, which has all of the weapons. We're gonna look for monk katars. It's just so happens that I have them right here. Name equals weapon underscore c2 underscore z2 underscore monk underscore katar. Okay, so we're gonna copy this and then put it here, right? All right. So now we have the template of the fighter. So this is basically enough for the game to know that the monk enemy is supposed to be wearing all of these items. He's supposed to have a skeleton that's a normal skeleton, a human. He's supposed to have 15 shields. His first name is supposed to be monk. He's supposed to have the avatar that I added in, and he's supposed to have a normal male voice. So we'll save this, and now we are gonna want to open raid stages default. Now again, you can search up haunted prince because that's the last one. I don't really think it matters very much where you put it in between all of these, but I'm doing it here at the end of them basically. As you can see, again, I have my prohibitor boss fight. Now we're also going to once again copy paste from the beginning of the battle right here until the very end of the battle right here. We're gonna Control C, and I'm gonna paste it under prohibitor right here, and it's gonna be boss monk alias. Let's change the alias to also boss monk, basically the same thing. The title is going to be, let's make it boss monk underscore title. Icon, now this, I'm gonna keep the sensei icon because it's basically, the icon whenever you've played. If you've played special edition, you have the old wounds campaign, and it's always like the icon of sensei. So the fight is gonna have the sensei icon. You can make your own, or you can use a different one. That depends on you. You can find them in the UIs, but I'm just gonna keep this. Then preview PvP Magic Rocks. This is basically the picture. Whenever you select the icon and the fight button pops up, and the description and the reward for it, you can see like the background of the fight scene. So this is the Magic Rocks one. We could You could also make it a different one, but you'd have to search for them. Now let's see. Let's make it be. We're gonna make it be the one from the survival of Act 2, right? So I'm just gonna go back to stages.xml. I'm gonna go way up higher. Survival Emerald Forest. There we go. So take Emerald Forest, or the preview underscore main Emerald Forest, like this. Type equals final battle. That basically means that there are no rounds, and you just go until one of you dies. The description, that's the description that's written above the fight button. We're gonna change that soon. Not now, we're gonna change that soon. These coordinates, these are basically where the buttons are located on the zone screen. Now, since we copied the Haunted Prince is on the, I think, very last, which is 8th. It's on the 8th underworld zone. So we're gonna change X to be more to the left. So let's go 0. Hopefully that does it. And then location, Magic Rocks, we're gonna want to do that differently. It's gonna be Emerald Forest. Again, you can find the locations in stages.xml. And then the music, obviously. The music, you can also find that in stages.xml, and this one's gonna be Forest of Death. Alright, so we've got this so far. Now, you can change the fight name, power rounds. This is the amount of rounds you want it to have. We're gonna just keep it at 0. I wouldn't really do anything with these. Round time, you can set it whatever you want. Don't bother with the replays. The prize-based rewards, now keep these as they are, and you can change the amount of bonus, which are gems basically. We can set it to like 250. So you get 250 gems after you beat the boss. And now this is where you put in the warrior template that we did in stages.xml. So we put in man underscore monk, tactic aggressive, that's basically the AI, and then warrior power, that's basically their level, sort of. Now, I don't know how I'm gonna do that because 1589 is apparently according to it should be about level 47. Now, I I'm gonna do it to 1805, which should be around level 52. And now we change the perks, right? We change the perks that the enemy has. Now, the perk teleportation is a boss ability. That's the Widow's, teleport. We don't want him to have that. Now, you don't have to like specify which item of the enemy has which enchant, like as if you were editing users.xml for yourself. The game basically treats the enemy as that they have these perks on themselves, not on their gear. So we don't want the teleportation. We're gonna instead put in the monk one, and the monk one I'm pretty sure is called Monk's Whirl, something like that. Let me just check really quick. Monk's at Whirl. Okay, that's the one. Perk Monk's at Whirl. Let's do that. Go back to raid stages. Put that one here. Now the Cobra, Avenger, Helmbreaker, etc. Those are like the perks that you get from leveling up. We're not gonna need these because we're making a decently simple fighter right now. And then these are the actual enchantments, right? So if I remember right, the monk Katars have weakness, so special, weakness, weapon. Set aspect is 100,000. That basically means that he's gonna apply the enchantment as often as possible. Next, he has, I'm pretty sure, rejuvenation on his helm. Okay, now we're gonna copy, put another perk, which I'm pretty sure his armor has damage absorption. Damage absorption underscore body underscore armor. Now let's make another. The throwing shurikens have blood rage, I'm pretty sure. Blood rage ranged. And then his magic has poisoning, but poisoning in code is called intoxication underscore magic. Okay, weakness, rejuvenation, damage absorption, blood rage, intoxication. And then we also have this, which is anti-shock, which basically makes it so that you cannot disarm the enemy. You can change that. You can remove this probably if you want, but I'm just gonna keep it on. And the rest of this we don't really have to care about at the moment. Okay, let's save this. And last but not least, what we're gonna need to do now is go to eng.xml and add in all of the pointer variables for the names, right? So again, I'm gonna search up haunted prince. Okay, in here you can see the description haunted prince that we want. I already put my own for the prohibitor, so let's put one down. Let's copy and paste. Rename this to DESC monk, and let's rename it to monk has accepted your challenge. Okay, this thing, the LVL and this zero basically points to whatever is written in where is it, in here, in this little thing. So okay, so that's one, desk monk. So now we go to the raid stages and rename this to desk monk. I'll put this to be 52 so that it's level 52, because we put the warrior strength to 1800. Okay, and now we're gonna go search for boss underscore prince. This is where the names are, right? So I'm gonna put a new one again. I'm gonna put it on a different one. I'm gonna put a new one again. We're gonna use the regular title for the name, and then the regular word for the name, and then for the title. So the first one is gonna be the name of the fighter itself. We have it called as just boss underscore monk, and thus it's gonna be called monk. This should also probably be capital, I'm pretty sure. And then the title is also only boss underscore monk underscore title, and this one can just stay like this. You know, it's because we added them in here, these ones. This is the ones I'm doing. These ones are the ones I'm adding into this now. So yeah, that should basically be it. Let's save. Let's save this. And now all we need to do is just like rewrite the things, right? Rewrite the files that already exist. Now, if you're doing this on your phone, you don't have to rewrite anything. You just need to save it, right? But if you're doing it on the computer, you have to actually rewrite them. So let's copy and replace. And then the same thing with raid stages. And the eng.xml is actually located in game data and in localizations. It's right here. So you just do this. Alright, and now all that remains is to try and see if it works in game. So give me a minute. Okay, as you can see, we do have it in here, the fight. However, the icon is a little bit too close to the Haunted Prince, so let's change that really quick. I'm gonna change that really easily by simply changing the coordinates of the fight. So it's gonna go to like, I don't know, -70, and it's gonna go up to like -20. Let's see if that makes much of a difference. Okay, the monk is up here. I could have put it a bit further down, but that's fine. Let's try to fight. Yep, monk. And now it works. Now let's see if the enchants work. You can see Blood Rage just procced. His moves work normally. His enchants proc basically every time. Let's see if the you know what it's called. If the set bonus also works. You can see the picture of him is a little bit too big. If it's too big, just edit it to be smaller. Just make it like 400 by 400 or something, and then replace it, and it should work just about fine. So yeah, that's how you make your own fight in Shadow Fight 2 Definitive Edition. I hope you enjoyed, hope you learned how to do this pretty well, and hope you make a lot of great fights. Alright, thanks for watching and bye!